Welcome to part 3 of the NFL season predictions. If you have not seen 1 and 2, the part 1 and 2, I do highly recommend checking those out after this video because I had some pretty interesting takes on there. It might be pretty juicy to you, so like I said, after this video, go check those out real quick and definitely leave your opinion down below on that video. But you already know what we're talking about today because you can read the title, you can see the thumbnail. We're talking about the NFC East edition. I think it's actually a pretty good division. I'm not gonna lie, one of the best divisions in football, probably top 3, top 4, out of all 8. But yeah, let's get into it. Just like the other videos, we're going to be doing 1 through 4. We're going to be doing like the win predictions, like, between this and that. But my number 4 team, probably the easiest selection of this division, was the New York Giants. And mainly because of their quarterback. I just do not like Daniel Jones. I think he was already an average quarterback at best, even when he signed that extension. He didn't even play last year because he was hurt for most of the season. I think he played 1 or 2 games. And then this offseason and preseason, he's looked pretty bad. So I'm just not confident in him. Now, I will admit, their wide receiver room is sneaky kind of good. They're lower overall players, but they got, I don't know how to say it right. It's like a lot of underdogs. That's the right word for it. You got Malik Neighbors, of course, their first round pick from this year's draft. They got Wandale, so they got some good weapons on there. Saquon's going to be a huge blow for them. And they do got Brian Burns, which I do love that trade. But other than that, I mean, it's a whole bunch of freaking nobodies on that defense. I think they're between, a 3 to 5 win team. I could be completely wrong. I'm sorry, Giants fans, but I just don't see them being really good this year. Maybe next year when they get a new quarterback, we'll see what happens next year. I think that'll be a top 5 selection next year for sure. So Giants number 4. Number 3 this year in the NFC East, they're going to be a good team possibly. Maybe even next year, I think they're going to be better. The Washington Commanders. I do love the Jaden Daniels pick. I think he's going to be the perfect fit for the Washington Commanders for the next several years. But as of right now, the Commanders as a team, they did get better though. They still got Terry McLaurin. They got Austin Ekeler as a running back, but their O-line is still not too good, at least in my opinion. Their defense is not too bad, I guess, but they were really good a couple of years ago, but their defense is eh. But they did make a lot of, small moves. Like, they added a lot of veteran pieces, so there's going to be a lot of older players on their team. I do like the Commanders. They're not there just yet this year. I think Malik, oh my God, Malik. Freaking Jaden needs more help. But I got them between like maybe 6 to 8 wins. I don't think they're going to be good enough for a wild card spot, but I think next year is going to be where they're going to be really fighting for a playoff spot. This year, just kind of pump the brakes on the Commanders. And again, I could be completely wrong, and I would love for you guys to roast me at the end of the year whenever the season, of course, ends. But as of right now, the Commanders are number 3. The number 2 team and the number 1 team, of course, be popped up right after because, of course, you guys know how it works. I got the Dallas Cowboys as my number 2 and the Philadelphia Eagles as my number 1. The Cowboys, of course, I still think are a pretty good team, even though they definitely went all in this offseason, the most overused freaking line in the offseason. But they had so much drama coming to the offseason, with CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, Dak Prescott, and we did just get the CeeDee Lamb extension a few days ago, which I think that was a massive bag. And now I think Micah Parsons officially out of there next year, at least in my opinion. I do think Dak Prescott will get re-signed the next year. I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but that's just my prediction. But anyways, this team is still an overall good team. Are they better than last year? No, they will be worse this year. They got Dalvin Cook as their number 1 running back. They just signed him either today or yesterday, whatever it freaking was. But their offense, is still going to be really, really good. Their defense, they still got Micah Parsons over there. Their defense, again, is still good. This team's still a good team. There's not going to be good as last year. And I don't know how Dak's going to be, when it comes to the postseason again. I don't have them winning the division, but definitely a wild card spot for sure. The number 1 team is the Philadelphia Eagles. And I forgot to say the Cowboys win-loss. I got them between 9 and 11 wins. I will say that just now. But the Eagles, of course, they're going to be winning the division. Their offense is just freaking nasty. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Jahan Dotson, Devontae Smith. This wide receiver room is just nasty. Their O-line will be a top 10 unit for sure, even without Jason Kelsey. And that Jason Kelsey retirement will be a big blow for sure. But I think they will get kind of adjusted to it within, throughout the rest of the season. Week 3, week 4, they might be more used to it without him. But this offense is just deadly. So they have to win the division with these players. And their defense is still, at least an average unit or above average, even though they kind of fell off last year, quite literally the face of the earth. They had like a 30, 31, 32 ranked defense, but I think that's completely changed. They got Cooper DeJean, Quinton Mitchell in their secondary. They got brand new coaching staff. I mean, this team is going to be completely revamped, at least in my opinion. Maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid for the Eagles, but I just really like what they did this offseason. I got them between 11 and 13 wins. Like I said, 11 the bare minimum, 13 the max. Definitely fighting for that number 1, number 2 seed in the NFC. But yeah, I really do like the Eagles this year. So the Giants number 4, Commanders number 3, Cowboys number 2, and the Eagles number 1. But that wraps up this video. If you do like it, hit that subscribe button and like the button, of course. Leave your comment down below, your biggest reaction and all that. You know the freaking drill. But I'm out of here. Deuces.